Guys, it's Carter Krim here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you my 2020-2021 NFL predictions for awards. But this is way too early, guys, to be for sure right. So just wanted you to know that. And now let's get right into the video. Alright, my MVP for the 2020 NFL season is Russell Wilson. He was the runner-up last year. He totally would have won if it weren't for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, I really don't think deserved it because, he didn't throw for very much. I think if you throw for 30, close to, almost 4,000 yards and then rush for 1,000 yards, then, you deserve it. But, Russell Wilson hands the ball up so much to other running backs, which he doesn't. But now that they might go more throwing offense, so they throw a little bit more. Russell Wilson will probably get 4,500 yards next year, maybe close to 40 touchdowns, which would be very good for Russell Wilson. And if he wanted to run every play like Lamar Jackson does, he could. He doesn't need to just throw and scramble in the pocket every play because, Lamar Jackson is great at running. He is not great scrambling in the pocket, breaking tackles in the pocket. That's what Russell Wilson is great at, and he is great at scrambling too. So, and I think he will just keep being a magician in the pocket, breaking tackle after tackle in the pocket. And I think he will have a great year. I predict 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions for Russell Wilson next year. He will have a heck of a season, in my opinion. Now, let's get into the Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. Pulled off. I think he will do the 1,000, possibly again. We'll see if Teddy Bridgewater throws to Christian McCaffrey a ton like Kyle Allen did. He will for sure get 1,000 rushing yards. I think, though, he will get 1,400 rushing yards and just over 1,000 receiving yards again. He is a stud. And then on to Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Mack. He will have a rebound year. I think he will have an amazing year with around 15 sacks, maybe 10 tackles for a loss. That would be great. 2 interceptions and a few forced fumbles. That will easily get the job done for Khalil Mack. He's a stud, had a down year with 9 sacks. Who can say that? Not very many people. He's if one of the best, if not the best linebacker in the NFL. And then on to the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Joe Burrow. I think that's what everyone's thinking right now, Joe Burrow or Tua, but I think Joe Burrow will win. I don't think he'll have an amazing year. Maybe 4,000 yards. He will still have a good year. A really good year for a rookie. I think he might break the touchdowns record this year for a rookie. Maybe 30 touchdowns. But I'm expecting for Joe Burrow to get probably 3,800 yards and 30 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That would be a solid year for Joe Burrow. So that's kind of my expectations. That was 4,000 and 33 touchdowns for Joe Burrow, which is not. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, but I think 3,800 yards and 30 touchdowns is a lot more reasonable for Joe Burrow. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Isaiah Simmons. That Cardinals linebacker core and a really whole defense isn't very good. Linebackers aren't very good, but I think he will have a monster year for a rookie. I think he might have double-digit sacks, potentially, depending on what position he plays, linebacker or safety. But I think he will play linebacker. I think he'll have 8 to 10 sacks and 6 to 10 tackles for loss with 1 to 3 interceptions and a forced fumble. I think he will have an amazing year and beat Chase Young out, who I think will have a monster year, especially with not like one of the best front sevens, but a decent front seven he's playing with. Unlike the 49ers with Nick Bosa only getting 9 sacks. I think my comparison to him is he's going to be like a Nick Bosa type player. So, but I don't think he'll have enough to throw in Isaiah Simmons. So then my comeback player of the year is Marcus Mariota. I think within a few weeks of the season, or even the beginning of the season, Marcus Mariota will win the job over Derek Carr. And I think he will do good there. I don't know if it's going to be because of Josh Jacobs. Is it going to be because of John Gruden? I don't know, but I feel like with Terrell Williams and Henry Ruggs and Josh Jacobs, he could do pretty well. And a good offensive line. He had that as the Titans, a top 10 offensive line, but I think the Raiders is the top 5 offensive line. So now, best quarterback, Russell Wilson. That's what it should be because he wins MVP. Best running back, Christian McCaffrey, same thing. Then best wide receiver is DeAndre Hopkins. I think he will have a monster year with the Arizona Cardinals. They do not have amazing receivers. They have decent receivers, but I don't think they have like oh my gosh, so good receivers. But I really do think he will have an amazing year. And because right now, I think he's number 1 and number 2 wide receiver in the NFL between Michael Thomas. But I really think since he is now that top receiver in Arizona, and Michael Thomas is now as Emmanuel Sanders there, easy the pressure on Drew Brees and Michael Thomas. I think DeAndre Hopkins will have a great year. Then best defensive lineman, Aaron Donald. You look at last year, I think he will repeat that, but have some more sacks. Maybe less tackles for loss, but more sacks. Great player is Aaron Donald. Then linebacker, Bobby Wagner. I know Khalil Mack was here, but I think Bobby will put up a few interceptions and a few forced fumbles, but he doesn't miss tackles, which is something I really like about Bobby Wagner. He's a great player, and I think he'll win linebacker of the year. And then defensive back, the last award. I am not doing kicker, by the way, top kicker. But then is Tre'Davious White. I think it was between him and Stephon Gilmore. I think earned Minkah Fitzpatrick. Minkah Fitzpatrick was someone I was really considering. It was between Minkah Fitzpatrick and Tre'Davious White. But I think Tre'Davious White will put up another monster interception season. I think Minkah would do that too, but I think he didn't allow a single touchdown last year in the regular season. He's a great cornerback. I should say defensive back. But yeah, I think he'll win defensive back of the year. And this will do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.